Did you know that the darkest night in history was also the night of the greatest invitation of love ever made? In the moment of greatest pain, Jesus offered the chance of a new life. But are you ready to return to the table with Him? Have you ever stopped to think about the weight of a last night? Have you ever imagined what it would be like to look into the eyes of those you love, knowing that this is the Last Supper, the last conversation, the last moment before pain, before the cross? Holy Thursday is not just a liturgical date. It is a call. It is the echo of a sacred night that continues to speak to us to this day. That night, Jesus knew exactly what was about to happen. Every gesture, every word, every silence. Everything was charged with eternal purpose. While the world turned normally, in the upper room in Jerusalem, heaven and earth touched. It was the eve of the crucifixion, but also the beginning of something infinitely greater. The revelation of the purest and most absolute love that humanity has ever known. Holy Thursday invites us to stop, to silence the noise from outside, to hear the whisper of God within. It is as if the Lord were saying, "Sit with me. Share this moment. See how much I love you." This is no ordinary night. It is the scene where eternity began to invade time in a visible, tangible way, with hands that wash feet and hearts that are broken by love. Jesus did not run away from pain. He faced it with his eyes fixed on his mission, knowing that he would be betrayed, that he would be abandoned, that he would be crucified. Still, he chose to love. He chose to teach. He chose to serve. And that is why Holy Thursday touches us so deeply, because it reveals to us a love that does not retreat, a love that does not protect itself, a love that surrenders itself. As we look at this night, we are challenged to reflect. How have we responded to the Master's invitation? Have we heard the call to the table, or are we too distracted to notice what is before us? This is the call of the Holy Night, and whoever hears this call will never be the same. In answering the call of the sacred night, we are led to a very specific place, the table. Not just any table, but the table where the mysteries of heaven are revealed through broken bread and poured wine. It was there, before imperfect men, that Jesus exposed the depths of his heart, and at the same time, revealed the hearts of each of those around him. It is at the table that secrets come to light. What is hidden is revealed. The disciples did not know it, but that dinner would be the watershed between the old covenant and the new. As they ate, talked, and perhaps still dreamed of an earthly kingdom, Jesus spoke of surrender, of blood, of betrayal. The table that seemed ordinary became an altar. The meal became an eternal memorial. There, in the breaking of the bread, Judas' heart was revealed. But not only his. Peter, so confident of his faithfulness, would hear from the Master's mouth the prediction of his denial. Everyone, in some way, was exposed to the truth about themselves. And this continues to happen today. Every time we sit at the spiritual table with Christ, He continues to reveal what is within us. The table is a place of communion, but also of confrontation. God does not invite us just to feed our bodies or our emotions. He calls us to examine our souls, to look inside ourselves with sincerity and allow His light to expose what needs to be transformed. How many times do we approach the supper as just a ritual, forgetting that there is the real presence of a God who knows our deepest thoughts? Jesus broke bread with those who would deny Him. He served wine to those who would betray Him. He washed the feet of everyone, including those who would run away. And yet, He loved intensely. The table of Holy Thursday confronts us with this truth. God's love is not based on merit, but on grace. And when we understand this, there is no way we can help but be touched. There is no way we can help but be transformed. Because at this table, our hearts are revealed and restored. In answering the call of the sacred night, we are led to a very specific place, the table. Not just any table, but the table where the mysteries of heaven are revealed through broken bread and poured wine. It was there, before imperfect men, that Jesus exposed the depths of his heart, and at the same time, revealed the hearts of each of those around him. It is at the table that secrets come to light. What is hidden is revealed. The disciples did not know it, but that dinner would be the watershed between the old covenant and the new. As they ate, talked, and perhaps still dreamed of an earthly kingdom, Jesus spoke of surrender, of blood, of betrayal. The table that seemed ordinary became an altar. The meal became an eternal memorial. There, in the breaking of the bread, Judas' heart was revealed. But not only his. Peter, so confident of his faithfulness, would hear from the Master's mouth the prediction of his denial. Everyone, in some way, was exposed to the truth about themselves. And this continues to happen today. Every time we sit at the spiritual table with Christ, He continues to reveal what is within us. The table is a place of communion, but also of confrontation. God does not invite us just to feed our bodies or our emotions. He calls us to examine our souls, to look inside ourselves with sincerity and allow His light to expose what needs to be transformed. How many times do we approach the supper as just a ritual, forgetting that there is the real presence of a God who knows our deepest thoughts? Jesus broke bread with those who would deny Him. He served wine to those who would betray Him. He washed the feet of everyone, including those who would run away. And yet, He loved intensely. The table of Holy Thursday confronts us with this truth. God's love is not based on merit, but on grace. And when we understand this, there is no way we can help but be touched. There is no way we can help but be transformed. Because at this table, our hearts are revealed and restored. After washing their feet, Jesus returned to the table. And there, in front of everyone, He took the bread. A simple, everyday act. But what He did with that bread changed everything. He broke it, and He said, "This is my body, which is given for you." In the Jewish tradition, breaking bread signified hospitality, friendship, and blessing. But now, the broken bread became a symbol of sacrifice. Pain was on the table. Suffering was served. Jesus' body would be broken, not by accident, but out of love. He offered Himself. He gave Himself. The bread of life chose to be broken to feed many. This image carries a powerful truth. Pain, when experienced with purpose, can generate life. Christ's body was crushed so that ours could be restored. Through the cross, He made suffering a channel of grace. He shows us that pain is not the end, but the means by which God's glory is manifested. And how many of us avoid being broken? We run away from pain, humiliation, and loss. But the gospel teaches us that there is power in being broken. When our plans are shattered, when our pride is crushed, when our dreams are reconfigured, that's when grace finds space to flow. Bread only nourishes after it is broken. Grain only bears fruit after it dies. Wine is only extracted after the press. What about us? Are we willing to allow God to break us so that He can use us? Maundy Thursday teaches us this. Love is proven in surrender. Jesus didn't just talk about giving Himself. He broke Himself. He made Himself fragile for us. And in that breaking, He invites us to do the same. To be bread for the hungry, sustenance for the weak, life for a dying world. After the table, after the broken bread, came the garden. Gethsemane, a place of olive trees, shade, silence, but also of profound anguish. There, Jesus enters the darkness of the human soul. He who washed the feet, who broke the bread, now bows to the ground, in agony. It is difficult to imagine the weight of that moment. The Son of God, prostrate, sweating drops of blood. The incarnate God, groaning under the pressure of the cup He would have to drink. There, in that garden, there were no crowds, no miracles, no glory. There was only the struggle between two wills, the human and the divine. "Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me." This was the most human plea Jesus made. He knew the pain that would come, the abandonment, the violence, the weight of the sins of the world. But soon after He adds, "Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done." And it is here that everything changes. Gethsemane is the place where the will surrenders, where obedience prevails, where love overcomes fear. We too have our own Gethsemanes. Moments when the burden seems too heavy, where the flesh cries out, where the spirit hesitates, where prayers come out in tears. It is there that faith is tested. It is there that true discipleship begins. When we say yes, even though we tremble inside. Jesus teaches us that following God's will is not always easy. Often, it is costly. But it is in the place of surrender that we are transformed. The prayer of submission is the most powerful prayer we can pray. And it is in this soil of pain that the purest obedience blossoms. In Gethsemane, Jesus not only conquered fear, He conquered Himself. He showed us that true love is saying, "Thy will be done," when everything in us wants to flee. Heaven began to conquer earth in that garden because one man, alone, chose to obey to the end. Holy Thursday shows us that the greatest victory of the cross began with a yes in the garden. And each time we say that same yes, even with tears in our eyes, we participate in this redemptive mystery. From the silence of Gethsemane, hurried footsteps emerge. Torches shine in the darkness. Swords clang. And in front, Judas, one of the 12, a friend, a disciple. He who heard the teachings, shared the bread, witnessed miracles. He comes with a kiss, a sign that once represented affection, now used as a seal of betrayal. Jesus looks at him and asks, "With a kiss do you betray the Son of Man?" This question has crossed the centuries like an open wound in the heart of faith. The kiss, a symbol of affection, was used as a sales instrument. Friendship was exchanged for coins. Intimacy was used as a trap. And yet, Jesus does not turn away. He does not rebel. He does not fight back. Here is one of the greatest scandals of the gospel. Jesus does not reject the traitor. He calls him friend. The moment love was spat out, love remained. The moment pain wanted to take the place of trust, grace remained firm. This episode reveals the kind of love that reaches us. A love that does not depend on reciprocity. A love that does not break in the face of betrayal. A love that continues to love, even knowing the falseness that comes with a kiss. Jesus knew what Judas would do, and yet he washed his feet. And yet he shared bread with him. And yet he called him by name. How many times have we betrayed Jesus? Not with kisses, perhaps, but with indifference, with choices, with omissions, with the coldness of our hearts. And yet he does not turn his face away. He finds us. He calls us back. He looks at us with the same eyes of love. Holy Thursday lays bare the pain of rejection, disappointment, and betrayal. But it also reveals a love so great that it does not bow to resentment. Christ's love is not based on merit. It is a love that faces pain, that endures abandonment, that persists even when betrayed. There, among soldiers and shadows, Jesus shows us that true love is not the kind that avoids pain, but the kind that remains firm when it arrives. After the pain, the betrayal, and the surrender, there remains something that is never lost: the invitation. Holy Thursday, with all its spiritual density, does not end with the arrest in the garden. It points to a deeper reality. The table is still set, and the invitation is still standing. Jesus' call is not just to remember. It is to return. Return to the table, but now with a new heart. The supper is not just a memory. It is a reunion. A place where the past is redeemed, the present is transformed, and the future is sealed with hope. Jesus knew everything that was to come, and yet he wanted to break the bread. He wanted to look into the eyes of his people. He wanted to seal a new covenant with those he knew would fail. This is grace. This is love in its purest form. When we look at everything that happened that night, the feet washed, the bread broken, the blood announced, the anguished prayer, the kiss of betrayal, we are invited to make a decision. Jesus did all of this out of love. He gave himself completely, and now he asks us, will you return to the table? But not with the same heart. Returning to the table means returning with humility, with reverence, with repentance. It means recognizing that, at some point, we have all been Judas, Peter, or the disciples who fell asleep. But even so, he still calls us. He still loves us. He still waits for us. The table is a symbol of communion, of restoration, of belonging. It is where heaven touches earth, where grace overcomes guilt, where love overcomes all pain. Returning to the table is more than a rite. It is a rebirth. Maundy Thursday ends with an eternal invitation. Return to the table. Bring your pain. Bring your past. Bring your tired heart. And let him wash you, feed you, heal you. Because, in the end, the story of the cross begins with a dinner. And that dinner continues to echo to this day, calling us back. Back to the table. Back to love. Back home. If you are looking to understand the true meaning of Holy Thursday and how the love of Christ can transform your life, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more videos about the journey of faith. Share this video with friends and family and take this message of love and reconciliation to everyone around you.